All right, so this is another one of those funny Bible passages that it's not like super funny, but it's funny enough. I find it humorous. Not the bone. Need a haircut. Still. So Daniel 4, verse 28. This is where Nebuchadnezzar has his time in the brush, we'll call it. So all this came upon King Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months, he was walking on the roof of the royal palace. It doesn't say rooftop, of Babylon. And the king answered and said, "Is not this great Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power as a royal residence and for the glory of my majesty?" Right there. That is what his second dream is about. So before this, Daniel interprets a dream for Nebuchadnezzar, and he tells him, "Hey, you're going to do this. This is, be wary. Don't get too high and mighty." What does he do? Gets high and mighty, and cue eating grass. Which while the words were still in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken. The kingdom has departed from you, and you shall be driven from among men. Your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and you shall be made to eat grass like an ox. And 7 periods of time shall pass over you, until you know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men, and gives it to whom he will." Immediately the word was fulfilled against Nebuchadnezzar. He was driven from among men, and ate grass like an ox. And his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hair grew as long as eagle's feathers, and his nails were like birds' claws. And at the end of the days, Nebuchadnezzar lifted my eyes to heaven, and my reason returned to me. And I blessed the Most High, and praised and honored him who lives forever. And for his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom endures from generation to generation. All the inhabitants of the earth are accounted as nothing, and he does according to his will among the host of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. And none can stay his hand or say to him, "What have you done?" At the same time my reason returned to me, and for the glory of my kingdom my majesty and splendor returned to me. My counselors and my lords sought me, and I was established in my kingdom, and still more greatness is added to me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, for all his works are right and his ways are just, and those who walk in pride he is able to humble. So what I think is funny about this is I've done a video at this point, or I've recorded a video about Balaam and his donkey, and it just makes me laugh. This, though, is funny for a different reason. So Nebuchadnezzar goes off and starts eating grass doesn't say how long. I don't even think it doesn't necessarily say how long he does this, but it's for a while. Probably, at least a couple months. He was driven from among men and ate grass like an ox. At the end of the days. So not necessarily a specific time frame. I'm sure there was like a set time on it. God's like, yeah, it's gonna be this long. You're gonna go eat grass for 7 months. So he's going out there eating grass, and okay, king's going crazy. So historians actually think that the story is false. I think the fact that it's not written in the history books makes it actually more viable, because the king of Babylon, why the heck would you want to record the fact that the king went off and ate grass for 7 months? You just go, yeah, he was great. Especially if he came. But the funny part to me is that he comes back and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're king again, I guess." Like, just not like nothing happened. They're like, "Yeah, nothing happened. Yep, you're here." Like, why is this how we respond? I think Babylon, they did the whole like God King thing, but oh my goodness, it makes me laugh because I'm like, they let dude that was eating grass for like 6 months just come back and be king again. Like, nothing happened. As though nothing had happened. What? Do you hear how backwards that sounds? So in the US, if we had a president that was proven to be clinically insane, or, it's like, senile, not making any calls about any presidents, present, past, or future, just saying it's like, we would keep them in power. Like, you're not going to put somebody back in power. You're going to keep them in a home or something. But I find it funny. It's rather silly, the fact that they're just like, yeah, we're going to put them back in power. One of the most One of the most powerful people on the planet. We're just going to put him back in. He's king. Why not? Like, seriously? Do you guys understand what you just did? You put dude who was eating grass like a week ago back in the... Okay. Huh. And Nebuchadnezzar has like this, up and down relationship with God where he's like, oh yeah, God, and then he goes back and forth. But this is a kind of a fun... it's a fun little story. It makes me laugh. It's a fun little bit of biblical history. Yeah, it's biblical. It's a history book. That's really what it is. Well, hope you all are doing well, and God bless.